Miley Cyrus could barely hold back the tears as she became the youngest recipient of the Disney Legends Award. In a touching moment in her speech, she reclaimed her Hannah Montana persona. It was all that much more touching given that her father, Billy Ray, just had some disgusting audio tapes leaked where he said some terrible things. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and it has not been a good week for Billy Ray Cyrus. Dolly Parton's even been out there trying to bring this family back together. She's heartbroken that Billy Ray is tearing his family apart, demanding that he get help. Strong words from Miss Parton, who's tried to be very amicable and fair in this. And while Miley Cyrus is celebrating, we'll get to this, I want to get to these audio tapes that I missed the first go around that are pretty awful. Billy Ray sounds terrible. And yes, it does sound like he needs some serious help. Here's the audio coming in from the Daily Mail. He's speaking to his now ex-wife, who is this woman? Fire Rose is her name, they did recently just finalize their divorce 3 months after filing. I wonder if some of these tapes had anything to do with it. Look at that Fabio hair there. My God, Billy Ray, looks like AI. Anyway, let's hear these tapes. They're pretty serious warnings.
It's 9:15, you idiot.
It's not 9:15.
I needed to leave 2 hours ago.
No, you didn't. You can still leave and get there.
Get the out of here. I'm not in no place to go do a show.
What? You have a show. Go to a show, and you can hear how just she's struggling. You can hear it in her voice how scared she is. But because she's late now, he can't go do the show. What do you mean? The show must go on, Billy Ray. Mariah Carey shows up hours late to her shows and still pulls it together. Why? Because she's late, you couldn't do your show? It gets way worse.
I had to go when I was ready to go. If you would have just shut the up,
screaming at
if you
me.
would have just left it alone.
Sorry, I should.
If you would have left it alone when I told you it's done. Now I'm really pissed. You once again showed me you will not listen. I don't know who the you think you are, but
I don't know who the F you think you are. You will not listen. This is some terrible stuff, Billy Ray.
you will not listen. And this ain't about your bracket. This ain't about your surgery. This ain't about nothing. This is about you being a selfish. I don't think you're real smart. I've changed my damn mind on that. What you are is a selfish.
No.
I'll tell you what, that's what you are. You're a selfish
I'm not
ass.
that.
You cannot continue to walk all over me.
To walk all over you. Oh my God, you scumbag. This is not how you speak to anyone, let alone your wife.
And think that I'm going to go out in public with your dumb and have you do this anywhere you want in front of whoever.
Are you referring to you screaming at me right now?
This would not be happening if you would have just shut your mouth.
I wouldn't scream at you if you just shut your effing mouth. That always goes over well with wives.
Look what a mess you've made. What a dumb thing to do. Now that's dumb because you have to know I will not tolerate that. You just dumb.
I thought you'd be happy.
No, you. You. You know better than that. Yeah. The other two.
We're going to get to the second part in the first part, but I just want to reiterate, if any man is speaking to you that way, get out, call for help. There are resources available. And in fact, in our description, I'll make sure we have the link to our Google Doc with resources for anybody who's in a relationship like that. Billy Ray Cyrus is not worth it, dude. This is not the way. Now, I don't know if he's on some sort of substance, alcohol, I don't know, but he sounds awful in this. This is not how you speak to people. And so to hear all that, and all the backstories we've heard about Miley Cyrus and Miley's mom and all this stuff, the backstory, Miley's mom, Tish, has claimed that he's treated her incredibly unfairly, done awful things, allegedly, but none of this is helping his case now hearing it straight out. It's like Diddy. You always hear terrible things, but until you see it firsthand, you just don't know. And I always am a little hesitant when I'm like audio tapes after the Johnny and Amber thing. You're like, well, why is it, whose tape, what's, but no. And like in that tape, you sort of figure out who the person really is. And in this one too, he's just speaking to her so meanly, gaslighting her, blaming it all on her. It's all her fault that he's yelling and doing all these things. And she's dumb, and just the name calling, the vulgarity. It's a rough listen. But anyway, then he goes on a podcast and unleashes more, speaking about not only now Tish, his ex-wife.
The children that were there was from a previous marriage before she met Billy Ray. My two separate.
Why is he speaking in third person? He's referring to himself as Billy Ray?
Fathers. No, wait a minute, I said that wrong. Not a previous marriage. The other two children that were there, she was impregnated by two different men and had those two children before she met Billy Ray.
Oh, I'm sure those kids love hearing their stepdad talk like this. How classy, bro. You're really showing it to her.
Just think if it said that. The truth on, Noah, Brandy, Trace, and everyone knows Devil's a skank.
Brandy, Trace, and then were you referring to Miley? Are you calling Miley the devil's skank? Devil and a skank? Now, granted, Miley Cyrus has not denied this. In fact, in her own speech, she actually brings this up, pivoting over there to try and look positively. Here's Miley accepting the award.
Where it's rumored that they create all of us Disney kids. I definitely wasn't created in a lab, and if I was, there must have been a bug in the system which caused me to malfunction somewhere between the years of 2013 and 16.
I love that she's finally acknowledges she is maturing. Yes, she was crazy for a period, and many people parents especially, who loved her as Hannah Montana, to see her be so actualized later in life, had a problem with it. But I can't even imagine the things that she had to go through to try to reclaim herself, and she's now done it in a way that I think she's gotten so much more mature, even more talented than ever. Her latest album is fire. I've become a bigger fan of Miley Cyrus over the years, and I love seeing her finally find the woman who she is. And here's a moment where she reclaims herself as Hannah Montana in a way, and you can see barely holding back the tears.
In reality, I was a little girl in a blonde wig at the mall with a big dream, but in my heart, I was Hannah Montana. And I was so proud to be.
But she's gathering it together. Good for her.
A little bit of everything has changed since that day. But at the same time, nothing has changed at all. I stand here still proud to have been Hannah Montana because she made Miley in so many ways. This award is dedicated to Hannah and all of her amazing, loyal fans, and to everyone who has made my dream a reality. To quote the legend herself, this is the life.
It was a good moment, man. I know a lot of people are flagging on Disney, but to have Disney bring her back was smart, because she has gone off the deep end, it seems. But no, the perfect time. Disney needs her. She needs to reclaim herself. We all do. We all have been through a lot of stuff, and to be able to go back and reclaim maybe a part of your past that you've tried to push away or reject, it was a pretty amazing full circle moment. I give her a lot of credit. And it's not one I've seen Billy Ray yet to do. He's just blaming everybody, yelling at everybody, calling everybody skanks. To me, this is such a pet peeve. You don't call out your own family, man. You just don't do it, bro. There's no winning in this. Even if they are skanks, you look like such a jerk. You look like a drunk, weirdo, creep. You don't call out your family. Even your step family, they're still part of your family, my man. They're kids you raised, allegedly, right? You're supposed to care about them. This is awful. And granted, I'm sure as we're learning that is this relationship and the Ben and Jernnifer and all these celebrity relationships, Angelina and Brad, there can be someone in that relationship who's awful. Audience sort of decides themselves which one they like, team one or team the other. But even if they're awful, there's no excuse to go out there and talk ill of your kids' parents ever. There's just not. It's just disgusting. It's one of the worst things you can do. And to see him out there now just calling out and the way he's speaking to his girlfriend and then trying to sneak in. Tish had impregnated by two different fathers. Oh, like, you're any better, dude? Like, you should talk. You're some moral equivalent. What a scumbag. Sorry, Billy Ray. Not a fan, and your achy breaky heart here. It sounds like you're going through a lot and you do need some help, man. And I hope you seek it. I'm with Dolly on this one. I hope you can find it and do it soon before the family gets even more torn apart and wrecked. What do you think about this? Are you all at all surprised? Do you think this family has any chance of getting it back together? I want to hear your thoughts down below. Please leave a comment. Before you do, though, hit that bell for alerts so you get notified. Smash that thumbs up. And yes, leave your comments and thoughts down below. We got a lot more coming for you. We'll be live Tuesdays and Thursdays here on Popcorn Planet. Appreciate all you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more.